Did he kneel? How can we know whether Jeremy Corbyn is fit to make decisions about interest rates and dealing with ISIS unless we know whether he knelt in front of Her Majesty? It looks as if he didn't, but even if he did, I bet he did it in an ungainly fashion, creaking down like someone looking under the settee to find the remote control while groaning "Oo me back, because he's a traitor." If he was a real Englishman he'd have glided to the ground and begged the Queen's forgiveness for not being able to get any lower, then sawed through the floorboards so he could crawl under the joists and live behind a cobweb for a month to demonstrate how unworthy he was to be on the same level as the monarch. Any potential Prime Minister must, after all, be capable of meeting the challenges of the modern world, following etiquette such as lightly brushing the hairs of his forearm across the left knee of the Queen while kissing her right buttock with his lower lip, then dragging a thistle across her neck and whistling into a cheese grater with his toenail clippings wrapped in an Order of the Garter dipped in stag droppings and signed by Princess Anne. It proves he takes Britain seriously. The kneeling catastrophe follows an earlier disgrace this week, when The Sun reported Corbyn's bow at the cenotaph on Remembrance Day was not at the correct angle, bending about 20 degrees rather than the approved 45 degrees from the waist. He might as well have dropped his trousers, wiped his arse on the Union Jack, dug up the corpse of Churchill and smeared the skid marks over his skeleton. Ex-Defence Minister Gerald Howarth said of the bow, "The leader of the opposition needs to understand you cannot compromise on respect for our fallen. He has got to try harder and grow up. The grown-up way to behave is, after all, to make statements to the press that you're deeply offended by the angle at which someone has leaned forward. Only when you're mature enough to do that are you truly a man."